JP Nadda and the Parliamentary Affairs Minister who attended the morning meeting were conspicuous and didn't attend the evening meeting. So certainly all is not well in the BJP world. Why would the Cabinet Minister, the Parliamentary Affairs Minister, not attend a business advisory meeting? Secondly, the resignation, the way it has happened, totally a sudden. The Prime Minister has taken 15 hours to react to it. That itself is also very noticeable. And the fact that, after that, Dhankar has been keeping quiet. And it's really ironical, as you pointed out, it is the opposition who's always been at loggerheads with Dhankar is now saying, don't resign, come back, and what is happening? The BJP is keeping mum. Now, there has been, the message from the resignation. The reason for resignation, we can speculate, we are hearing it was perhaps to do with the Justice Verma impeachment, the fact that, the Vice President took the signatures of 50 opposition MPs, because that gives the opposition the upper hand in the impeachment motion. They wanted the government to be coming out strong against corruption and not really supporting an opposition sponsored motion. Perhaps that is what Sard thinks. There is a history also in the past few months, the fact that Dhankar, a couple of his meetings have been cancelled by the BJP because they feel that he was doing more politics and less governance and less vice presidential. That has also been told to us by sources. But the main thing, there is a message from this resignation. This is the first big public fallout within the BJP that we are seeing. Satpal Malik happened, but Satpal Malik happened post when he was shunted out from JNK. He was disgruntled. That is when he really started speaking. This Jagdeep Dhankar has spoken when he has 2.5 years left to go. He's taken on a head-on confrontation, and this kind of level of confrontation can only happen with either Modi or with Amit Shah. Nobody else can have this kind of a confrontation impact. It has to be at a very senior level. A spat has taken place. Some kind of difference of opinion has happened. First time we are seeing this difference of opinion go public, because until now within the BJP nobody dares to differ with these two, with the big two. Nobody. Whatever the orders are, they just stay quiet, they resign, they do what the Prime Minister and Home Minister tell them. This is the first time that someone has dared to differ, has spilled out, an internal bickering has spilled out, a dirty laundry is being washed in public. So this in turn marks a huge landmark within the working and the discipline of the Modi government. First time we are seeing all this. So that, I would say, is the biggest takeaway as to what happens from now on. Who will be the new vice president, who will be the new BJP chief, all these things, we keep talking about the power balance within the BJP.
Yes.
I would say this is the first marker for that, Uday.
Subhru Kamal Datta, if there were health grounds which were the reasons for the resignation of Jagdeep Dhankar, then why wasn't this done before the parliament session started? It could have perhaps happened even one day before the monsoon session of Parliament. Why did it have to happen the evening after the first day of the monsoon session of Parliament? Also, interestingly, Mr. Dhankar himself, after that instance when he was admitted to hospital for heart-related reasons, for medical-related reasons, he had actually given a statement which we are putting out on our screens in July, earlier this month itself in July, where he had said that I will only retire in 2027 unless some other divine intervention. What then led to his resignation literally just a few days after he made that statement?
See, first and foremost, we have to go by what the Honorable Vice President has mentioned in his letter. And the content of the letter, which was addressed to the Honorable President of India, he has mentioned that he is tendering his resignation on moral grounds because his health is not keeping well, and doctors have advised him not to continue with, with public affairs because of the serious toll which is taking on his health. So why do we have to be speculative about things? I mean, whether he resigned 2 days before the monsoon session of Parliament, or whether he does it on the first day of the monsoon session of Parliament, that is for the Honorable Vice President of India as to decide as to when he has to resign. As for this getting connected with an internal bickering in the Bharatiya Janata Party, let me assure you that I personally myself, I think there is no internal bickering in the Bharatiya Janata Party, and things are very smooth. The next Vice President of India, whenever is elected in the month of September, would definitely be from the Bharatiya Janata Party itself. So there is nothing to worry about it. The opposition should rather worry about the disarray within its own camp every Indi Gadbandhan alliance partners, they are at loggerheads with each other. Mamta Banerjee is at loggerheads with Congress. Congress is at loggerheads with RJD, and Akhilesh Yadav is at loggerheads with Congress. So I think the opposition has nothing else to do except for some merrymaking during the time of the parliament session. They are not interested in conducting themselves in a serious way in the monsoon session of the parliament, like the way they have never conducted themselves in a serious way in the past. I'm sure this time also they will create unnecessary acrimony and ruckus within the parliament. And now they have got a reason to create further ruckus, taking a kind of a speculative, assumptuous things in relation to the resignation of the Honorable Vice President of India and the Chairman of the Rajya Sabha. I think opposition has nothing else to do.
Manasvi Thapar, come in there. Opposition is merely creating an issue out of nothing. If the Vice President of India has said he's unwell, why not believe him, says Suvro Kamal Datta. Why make an issue out of nothing? How do you respond to this, Manasvi, and what is your interpretation of this sudden resignation of Jagdeep Dhankar on the first day of the monsoon session of Parliament? A session in which he as Vice President has a big role in chairing as Chairman of Rajya Sabha.
There are two things out of it. One is the letter and one is the facts which we all have in front of us. The resignation so sudden without any prior notice, and sudden health issues which came out without any justification. There are just vague justification out of it. And further, there are questions about why did no union minister basically attended the meeting of which was conducted by the Vice President. Further, there is no proper farewell to the Vice President also. So these are deeper political reasons which we all know, which would definitely have happened behind the closed doors. It is not public, but this is in fact the most interesting resignation which has happened in BJP since last 11 years. This is not the Congress ruled a government where anyone would resign or these kind of things would happen. This is for the first time a massive leader, or more than a massive leader, a massive political constitutional position have resigned. And there is no upfront justification from the BJP. This has given a plain ground for the Congress and the opposition to unite and to ask questions to the BJP, and they're all proprietary. This is very sudden. This is a constitutional position. This does not happen. The previous Vice President resignation was in 1966, and after that, this happened right now in Modi 3.0. So this is questionable. What is happening? Why it is happening? Is the government did not like the working of the Dhankar, or Dhankar was not happy with the way the BJP was functioning? There are questions, and there are open-ended questions. People have the right to ask in a democratic setup. Why didn't the ministers attend the business meeting? So these are questions, and with these questions came the resignation. He was looking happy and hearty, and we wish him a longer life and a healthy life. Everyone would pray for that. But he's completely fine from the look and feel of it. And suddenly this resignation leaves open-ended questions. It's not about opposition questioning it. It's about the internal democracy or internal functioning of BJP, which was never questioned in the last 11, 12 years, has suddenly become very open in eye of everyone. So these are deep questions which the BJP has to answer, or maybe if they don't, they would not answer, but they have to overcome this situation. How would they overcome is something which time would say, but this does not look very good for the BJP as of now, neither politically nor constitutionally.
Suvro Kamal Datta, you want to quickly respond to that before I go back to Priya and Pankaj? Suvro Kamal Datta, is this the BJP does understand the perception game very, very well. Have they lost it in this particular instance and scenario? Manasvi believes they have. Do you believe that too?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
See, first and foremost, why should the Vice President of India given a prior notice before resignation? Has there been any precedent in the past when prior notice was given before tendering a resignation, whether of the Vice President of India, whether of the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, or whether of any of the cabinet minister? No one gives him prior notice before tendering his or her resignation. So this argument does not hold at all. The second thing is like in the past, twice in the history of India since 1947, twice Vice President of India resigned. Did they give in prior notice before their resignation during the time of the Congress government? Was there a kind of an acrimonious internal bickering because of that? The past vice presidents of India within the Congress regime had resigned. I mean, if there was no such instances that time, then why is this speculation right now in relation to the NDA government led by the Bharatiya Janata Party? Let me assure you, there is no internal bickering within the Bharatiya Janata Party. BJP as a organization, as a party, is very, very cohesive and it is very strong. So the question of, rebelling by resignation because of some fictitious reasons created by the opposition does not even hold here. He has resigned because he was not keeping well. We have to take by whatever the Honorable Vice President of India has said, that he is tendering his resignation.
Let me then take that across to you, Priya Sehgal. Does this then mean that it is going to be a very stormy monsoon session of Parliament? Do you also believe that perhaps the government was wary about what would be the conduct of the chair of the Rajya Sabha during this monsoon session of Parliament if he did decide to admit this motion yesterday, which was being seen as an opposition-sponsored one in the Rajya Sabha? Were they then wary of how the session could pan out? Because there are going to be some very contentious issues, of course, brought forward from the SIR exercise in Bihar to, of course, Operation Sindoor and its fallout as well. Was that also something that is weighing heavy on the government's mind, or that was weighing heavy on the government's mind yesterday? Also, Priya, a quick follow-up after you answer that on who now perhaps can be the next choice, because this is a chair which cannot be vacant for a very long time. That's what our sources are telling us. MHA has conveyed that very clearly to the government.
Exactly, Uday. So I don't know why you got someone said September. I have a feeling that the appointment would be made sooner than September. I don't have information on that. It's just a gut feeling that they don't want that chair to be empty, because the vice chairperson the vice president and the chairperson of Rajya Sabha has a very important task, is to steer all these debates, as to under what rule will it be debated, who gets to speak, how much time. It's a very important role that they will not want to leave it just to the opposition's hands or to lesser leaders. So I think in that sense, they will want their own stalwart and headsman in place much before. I expect that decision to happen anytime soon, though I don't know why, if the protocol, I don't know, but I think it suits the government to have someone in place very, very soon. The names that are doing the rounds are, of course, Rajnath Singh. People say that this could be some kind of a compromise between the RSS and the BJP, who wants someone, the RSS wants someone of their choice as the BJP head, which is why another delay in the BJP is that they yet haven't announced a BJP president. So all these moves are going to be linked, really. And I just want to correct Dr. Datta. He's saying that why did the resignations have happened earlier? Earlier, sir, the resignations happened when both VV Giri and Venkatraman resigned to contest the presidential elections. It wasn't that there were, some controversy or some sudden resignation, and it did not happen in the middle of a session, not on the first day of the session, at least. So that, it's very endearing to see how you're trying to, say that there is nothing happening. This has even caught BJP leaders by surprise. We don't have a BJP person on the show, for instance. Why is the BJP not speaking? They don't know what line to take on this, because they've totally caught by surprise. I have spent the day speaking to people.
No, to be fair, I don't think we reached out to any spokespersons for this discussion. But yes, they are being wary, as you're saying. Certain MPs have spoken out, but they've merely said that he has said it and because of health reasons, and we wish his health a speedy recovery. Yes.
Yeah, but we all know his health is fine.
Uday, can I come to your place?
Uday, please allow
10 days ago, he said that I don't
Uday,
want to
can
resign
you allow me
till,
for a second, please?
27. Sorry, yeah.
Yes.
Uday, can you allow me for a second?
Yes.
Uday?
What I said is the previous presidents of two presidents of India resigning. I had said that they didn't give in prior notice before their resignation.
Because there was a presidential election.
They had contested election. That's a different matter altogether. But they did not give prior notice to the President of India for resigning. Well, 1 day or 2 days before, I'm going to resign. and then my resignation has to be accepted. That was not the precedent. That is exactly what I had said. I also know that they had to contest, and that's the reason.
Exactly.
okay.
So then I hope that you
But
won't
there
try and
was
equate
no
the two.
prior notice. There was no prior notice.
Okay,
that
point
I'm
taken. Pankaj
tendering
Vora,
my
come in
resignation.
here. Pankaj Vora, come in here on, of course, also as to whether the government was wary of a stormy monsoon session. They were not sure about how, as the chair of the Rajya Sabha, he would handle that opposition uproar and demand for discussions on contentious issues. Do you believe that was also a reason weighing on the government's mind yesterday, Pankaj Vora? Also, who is your hunch now? How soon could we expect a decision, and who could possibly be the contenders?
There can be multiple reasons for the government believing or wanting to have its way. The thing is that the vice president's resignation has also served as a big diversion from the kind of attack the opposition was going to mount in both houses of parliament. Now the focus has shifted away from Sindhur and other important issues to the resignation of the vice president, and it has perhaps given us some sort of a relief to the government, which was under pressure as to how will it tackle all kinds of charges on Operation Sindhur, on the attack on Pahalgam, on various economic issues which were going to come up. Now, so far as the next vice president is concerned, the constitution does not lay down any specific period when the election should be contested. It says as soon as possible. It doesn't say within a certain period, 6 months or 4 months or 5 months or like this. So it is for the election commission at the behest of the government to decide as to when the election of the vice president will take place. Number two, the thing is that till that period, Raghuvansh Singh, who is the deputy chairperson of the Harivansh Singh, he will be the acting as the chairman. Government is very comfortable with him.
Chair, yes.
Yeah, and like it was very comfortable.
Okay, so what's your hunch? Who could possibly be the contenders? Is it likely to be an ally, someone from the BJP, someone from the outside? What's your hunch?
You should see it in the context that when Mr. Dhankar was elected as the vice president, BJP had full numbers on its own in Lok Sabha. Now it has to depend on allies. It is also supposed to be, as per the speculation, in some sort of a face-off with the RSS. So to have the big two to have their man as the next vice president will be something which will be not a very easy task. There's no doubt that the next vice president will be a person who will be supported by the NDA. But one can't say that whose nominee will that person be.
Manasvi, yes, Manasvi wanted to come back in. Interestingly, all the speculation was on who the next BJP president will be. Now the speculation is shifted on who the next vice president of India will be. Yes, Manasvi Thapar.
I didn't get you. Your voice was cracking.
Manasvi, you wanted to come in, I think, to respond to Subra Kamal Datta. Do you want to still come in, or do I go to Priya Sehgal?
Yeah, I just want to say that this does not look good for BJP. You may protect.
Yes,
you may want
you made
to
that point earlier. You made that point earlier. But
Yeah.
do you believe then that the next, what do you believe will be the factors then that will dictate who the next vice president will be? What were the factors that will determine that choice?
So the factors has to be very clear. You does not have to follow the line of Dhankar Sahab. You have to follow the line of the Prime Minister. You have to follow the line of the HM, and there is no other line in BJP. That is very clear right now. So if you follow that line, then there is a chance for you to hold a constitutional position. If you use your mind, or if you would use something which they may not like, you have to resign, or even 10 days, 15 days before, he was saying that I would want to complete my term, and there was no doubt about that, and his health was is in pink of his health. So there is no doubt about it. So 2 and 2 does not make 4 here. And there are questions for the BJP. This does not look right for the BJP. You may love BJP, you may want to protect BJP, but this does not sound, and it does not look good for the BJP. And these are questions BJP has to answer. And this does not look...
Priya Sehgal, interestingly, you cited Satyapal Malik's case as well just a short while back. They're both Jats, Satyapal Malik and Jagdeep Dhankar. We have seen Satyapal Malik, how he has attacked the current government in various sound bites and interviews. Do you see Mr. Dhankar taking that path, or do you believe this is going to be now perhaps a retirement from public life for him?
I feel it is...
Priya Sehgal.
They don't forget that Jagdeep Dhankar has been with the Janata Dal. He's been with the Congress. So and he's been very active in Rajasthan. Part of the grouse against the BJP was he was addressing political events also, not just constitutional events. So I don't know whether it's the end of the road for him. Maybe within the BJP for sure, but opposition may just give him an olive branch just to make the BJP discomfort. That's what the BJP has been doing to the Congress. The Congress might want to have a shot back at the BJP on this. Will he be another Satpal Malik? I don't know. So far, the way he's handled his resignation has been very discreet. He hasn't gone public as to why he resigned. But the weekend is not far off. Let's see what he does over the weekend and how many interviews he gives and if he speaks. So far, seeing what we've been seeing is that he's kept a certain amount of dignity and he hasn't really gone public with his grievances. But the way he resigned itself, that shows that this story, there is a lot more to be told. Whether he'll tell it or we'll get it from our sources, let's wait and watch.
Well, I don't think it is end of the road for him because, he's not going to go down without a fight. He's going to make something or the other public and he's going to embarrass the government at some crucial time or the other. It is a field day for the Congress, as you said at the very outset. The Congress can now play politics. It can, indicate to Chandrababu Naidu that the next vice president should be from your flock and not from the BJP. It can tell Nitish Kumar's party it should be from your party. Congress can simultaneously also, play other cards and, perhaps bring in a no confidence motion in the Lok Sabha to, complicate the things even further. So, it is something, the initiative has slipped from out of the hands of the BJP and it will take quite an effort for the BJP to bring it back in their hands.
Right.
And the vice president's election is going to be very, very crucial and it is going to set the agenda for the politics of the future.
Okay. My thanks to our guests for joining us. We've run out of time. Let's slip into a short break.
रास्ता है वही शहर।
तू कब आया अभी लाइफ से?
अरे वाह ताई, पहचान गई? शहर जाके आँख का ऑपरेशन करा लिया क्या?
शहर जाए मेरी जूती यहीं अपने गांव में ही करवा लिया। वो जो सूरज है ना अपना, वो सब कर रहा है।
अरे राकेश, अरे वाह छोटी, ये स्कूल में सीखा?
इंटरनेट पे।
इंटरनेट?
हाँ, सूरज भैया है ना।
कौन है ये सूरज भैया?
आपको उनसे मिलना है क्या?
हाँ?
चलो, वो रहे सूरज भैया।
हम सूरज से सिर्फ बिजली नहीं बनाते हैं, खुशहाली को देश के कोने कोने तक भी पहुंचाते हैं। अदानी, हम करके दिखाते हैं।
Under the visionary leadership of Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, the Uttar Pradesh government is accelerating its journey towards housing for all. The UP Housing Development Scheme is being implemented with dedication and speed. Under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, the scheme is providing affordable, pakka houses to the economically weaker section of society. Every house is equipped with toilets, electricity, clean water and gas connections. This is ensuring a life of dignity and hope. Till now, more than 36 lakh houses have been sanctioned in rural areas. Families are getting safe and secure homes. In urban centres, more than 17 lakh houses have been built. Every brick laid is a step towards a stronger and prosperous Bharat, because a home is not just a roof, it is hope, security and new beginnings. The Uttar Pradesh government is building dreams, building lives and building a brighter tomorrow, one house at a time.
रास्ता है वही शहर।
तू कब आया अभी लाइफ से?
अरे वाह ताई, पहचान गई? शहर जाके आँख का ऑपरेशन करा लिया क्या?
शहर जाए मेरी जूती यहीं अपने गांव में ही करवा लिया। वो जो सूरज है ना अपना, वो सब कर रहा है।
अरे राकेश, अरे वाह छोटी, ये स्कूल में सीखा?
इंटरनेट पे।
इंटरनेट?
हाँ, सूरज भैया है ना।
कौन है ये सूरज भैया?
आपको उनसे मिलना है क्या?
हाँ?
चलो, वो रहे सूरज भैया।
हम सूरज से सिर्फ बिजली नहीं बनाते हैं, खुशहाली को देश के कोने कोने तक भी पहुंचाते हैं। अदानी, हम करके दिखाते हैं।
यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के संकल्प सबका साथ सबका विकास को माननीय मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ जी ने सामाजिक एकता एवं समरसता के उच्चतम मानदंडों के साथ बनाया है यूपी सरकार का मूल मंत्र। परिणाम स्वरूप 2017 के बाद उत्तर प्रदेश में सभी को मिले बिना किसी भेदभाव के रोजगार के समान अवसर एवं योजनाओं के लाभ। 8.5 लाख से अधिक सरकारी और 3,75,000 से अधिक संविदा पर नौकरी पाने वाले जहां निष्पक्ष और पारदर्शी प्रक्रिया के साक्षी बने, वहीं अनुसूचित जाति, जनजाति, पिछड़े एवं निम्न आय वर्ग के अभ्यर्थियों को मिला आरक्षण का संपूर्ण लाभ। प्रधानमंत्री गरीब कल्याण अन्न योजना, प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना और जल जीवन मिशन से लेकर मुख्यमंत्री युवा स्वरोजगार और एक जनपद एक उत्पाद जैसी विभिन्न योजनाएं यूपी में अंत्योदय से सर्वोदय का सपना कर रही हैं साकार। काम दमदार, डबल इंजन सरकार।
अगर आप बनना चाहते हैं एंकर या फिर आप में है जुनून एक तेज तर्रार न्यूज रिपोर्टर बनने का, तो आप ज्वाइन करें ITV और इंडिया NewsX का मीडिया स्कूल। ITV नेक्स्ट मीडिया इंटरनेशनल स्कूल का कोर्स आपको मौका देता है देश के दिग्गज एंकर्स के साथ काम करने का। ITV नेक्स्ट मीडिया इंटरनेशनल स्कूल में आप बेहद नजदीकी से देख पाएंगे किस तरह से ITV नेटवर्क के दिग्गज पत्रकारों की टीम दिन रात खबरों पर काम करती है। इस कोर्स के दौरान आप सीखेंगे एंकरिंग की एक एक बारीकी उन एंकर्स के साथ जो देश को रखते हैं हर खबर से बाखबर। ITV नेक्स्ट मीडिया इंटरनेशनल स्कूल का ये कोर्स आपके एंकरिंग स्किल्स को करेगा इतना सशक्त, मजबूत, जिससे आप बनेंगे पत्रकारिता की दुनिया का वो चमकता चेहरा जो दुनिया देखेगी और पसंद करेगी।
यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के संकल्प सबका साथ सबका विकास को माननीय मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ जी ने सामाजिक एकता एवं समरसता के उच्चतम मानदंडों के साथ बनाया है यूपी सरकार का मूल मंत्र। परिणाम स्वरूप 2017 के बाद उत्तर प्रदेश में सभी को मिले बिना किसी भेदभाव के रोजगार के समान अवसर एवं योजनाओं के लाभ। 8.5 लाख से अधिक सरकारी और 3,75,000 से अधिक संविदा पर नौकरी पाने वाले जहां निष्पक्ष और पारदर्शी प्रक्रिया के साक्षी बने, वहीं अनुसूचित जाति, जनजाति, पिछड़े एवं निम्न आय वर्ग के अभ्यर्थियों को मिला आरक्षण का संपूर्ण लाभ। प्रधानमंत्री गरीब कल्याण अन्न योजना, प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना और जल जीवन मिशन से लेकर मुख्यमंत्री युवा स्वरोजगार और एक जनपद एक उत्पाद जैसी विभिन्न योजनाएं यूपी में अंत्योदय से सर्वोदय का सपना कर रही हैं साकार। काम दमदार, डबल इंजन सरकार।
Welcome back. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on NewsX. It's taken 38 days for one of the most modern jets in the world, the F-35 fighter aircraft of the British Royal Air Force, to finally take off from Kerala. The jet made by Lockheed Martin was diverted from the Royal Navy aircraft carrier HMS Prince of Wales and found itself being stranded on the Thiruvananthapuram airport since then. The lonely side of this aircraft at the Kerala airport became the #1 talking point in India for a month. Finally, a team of 14 British AB engineers were airlifted on the 6th of July and the jet was shifted to a hangar. Now, after repairs for 15 days, the aircraft is finally taken off for Darwin in Australia to rejoin the aircraft carrier fleet. This is by far the most embarrassing episode in the fighter jet's history, which now comes to an end. Joining us live, Group Captain MJ Augustine Vinod, former fighter jet pilot. We also have Group Captain VN Jha, former Indian Air Force officer, live with us. Group Captain UK Devnath, former Indian Air Force officer, also joins the broadcast. Let me make a start with you first, Group Captain Vinod. What do you make of this episode which has finally led to this jet taking off? All right, I think we're having some issues there with Group Captain Vinod's connection. Group Captain Jha, if you're able to hear me, let me quickly draw you in here. Finally, some relief for the British Air Force. Their jet did take off today from Thiruvananthapuram finally.
Your voice was cutting off. Is it for me?
Okay, I think we're having some issues there with Group Captain Jha as well. Let me join Group Captain Devnath, if he can hear me. Group Captain Devnath, can you hear me, sir?
Uday, your voice...
Group Captain Devnath, can you... Okay, I think we're having some connection issues. I'm taking a very short break. We're back on the other side with lots more.
नवाचारी और नवोन्मेषी शिक्षा व्यवस्था से युवाओं की आशाओं को नई उड़ान दे रहा है नया उत्तर प्रदेश। ग्रामीण परिवेश हो या फिर नगरीय क्षेत्र, गुणवत्ता युक्त शिक्षा बनी है नए उत्तर प्रदेश की पहचान। स्कूल चलो अभियान और शारदा प्रोग्राम जैसे अभिनव प्रयासों से ड्रॉप आउट दर में आई है उल्लेखनीय गिरावट। ऑपरेशन कायाकल्प और टैबलेट वितरण जैसे कदमों से डिजिटल शिक्षा को मिले हैं नए आयाम। बेसिक शिक्षा से हायर एजुकेशन तक शिक्षा में उठाए गए अभूतपूर्व कदमों से हुआ है एजुकेशन का ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन। अंत्योदय और बिना किसी भेदभाव के सबको समान शिक्षा का अधिकार बना है युवाओं के उज्जवल भविष्य का आधार। वर्ष 2017 के बाद डबल इंजन सरकार के अभिनव प्रयासों ने नए उत्तर प्रदेश की शिक्षा व्यवस्था में किया है युगांतकारी ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन। समान शिक्षा का अधिकार, डबल इंजन सरकार।
रास्ता है वही वही शहर।
तू कब आया अभी लाइफ से?
अरे वाह ताई, पहचान गई? शहर जाके आँख का ऑपरेशन करा लिया क्या?
शहर जाए मेरी जूती, नहीं यहीं अपने गांव में ही करवा लिया। वो जो सूरज है ना अपना, वो सब कर रहा है।
अरे राजेश, अरे वाह छोटी, ये स्कूल में सीखा?
इंटरनेट पे।
इंटरनेट?
हाँ, सूरज भैया है ना।
कौन है ये सूरज भैया?
आपको उनसे मिलना है क्या?
हाँ,
चलो, वो रहे सूरज भैया।
हम सूरज से सिर्फ बिजली नहीं बनाते हैं, खुशहाली को देश के कोने कोने तक भी पहुंचाते हैं। अदानी, हम करके दिखाते हैं।
Under the skilled leadership of Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, Uttar Pradesh is emerging as a new force in the defense sector.
30,000 करोड़ रुपए के निवेश उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर डिफेंस।
Welcome back from the break. Group Captain V. N. Jha, let me quickly draw you into this discussion on, of course, the F-35 jet. What do you make of this embarrassing ordeal for the UK Air Force, which has finally come to an end today?
Who is the question for?
Group Captain Jha?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Look, it's a very good news for the British Air Force. Finally, their the main aircraft at dawn has taken off. But then, look, the aircraft was absolutely serviceable when it had taken off for the last sortie in the June. These things do happen. Something go wrong. Now, unfortunately, India is not a base for F-35s. So any spare or any rectification, any maintenance schedule that is required, the original flyer, they will have to bring everything. And unfortunately, their team, which came from the aircraft carrier, they couldn't rectify it. Subsequently, another team of engineers and technicians came from British soil. Even they couldn't fix it up. There was a decision taken by them that they will dismantle the aircraft and then take it up. But fortunately, their technicians came, rectified it. I think the test sortie was flown, that was fine, and finally it has gone. So congratulations to them that this aircraft has been retrieved, and laughter or the sarcasm what has been going on onto the aircraft for nearly a month or over it, that has finally come to an end. And good luck to the pilot who have flown the aircraft to Australia.
Yes. Let me take that to Group Captain Devnath as well. Group Captain Devnath, what are the lessons for the United Kingdom Air Force through this entire episode? And also for this jet in particular, F-35, do you believe a cloud has now flown over it? Group Captain Devnath, can you hear me, sir? Okay. I think
Uday,
we're having
that
some.
is for me.
Yes, Group Captain Devnath, for you, sir.
Uday, absolutely. There is no doubt that F-35 remains a very, very highly capable and reliable weapon delivery platform. US Air Force and more than 12 NATO countries are using it. More than 9 other non-NATO Western countries are using F-35. It remains highly reliable. That I must re-emphasize. As far as aviation is concerned, as far as fighter flying is concerned, especially with latest generation modern fighter aircraft, they are highly dependent upon various softwares for their flying upkeep and maintenance. So it had some problem. They were a little secretive. Where British sources said they had a weather problem, it had a fuel problem, and after landing, after 3 days, they said it had a hydraulic problem, which happens in all fighters. Normally, what happens? It was on HMS Wells, an aircraft carrier. So, an aircraft carrier normally has only first line and second line servicing facilities available. What I am trying to say that an aircraft needs many types of for repair, maintenance, and fault rectification. It needs many types of tools, testers, calibration equipment, laboratories, workshops, ground support equipment. All that is normally not available on an aircraft carrier. So when it diverted to India, now finally the British team, and they were assisted by the American team also, they bought huge amount of tools, testers, ground support equipment, and calibration equipment to rectify the aircraft, and they have rectified and gone back. It happens even when our fighter aircraft go abroad. Sometimes it happens when our fighter aircraft go abroad. Say we have sent Sukhoi 30s to USA for Air Force training with the joint team practices exercise with US Air Force. Now Sukhoi 30, when our team goes there, they only carry first line and second line servicing equipment. I must tell viewers what is first line and second line servicing equipment. You see, if you have a car or a motorcycle and you just fill up petrol, you fill up lubricants, you fill up brake fluid, and you change the spark plug, these kind of a servicing are called first line servicing. And suppose there is a tire puncture, suppose the hydraulic oleo gets damaged, you have to just change the hydraulic oleo, or suppose the pilot's wireless set has gone bad, you have to just change the wireless set, the microphone, the battery. These come in second line servicing. But it has happened with us also that our Sukhoi 30s went to USA for testing, and the unserviceability nature was third line servicing. Third line servicing is when you have to open up major part of the aircraft, change the entire hydraulic pump, change the entire hydraulic accumulator, change the plungers, change the activation switches. So that is third line servicing. So what happens from India also, we sent immediately one transport aircraft with all these tools, testers, and heavy ground support equipment to USA to rectify our Sukhoi 30 and bring it back. So what is surprising? Only one thing is surprising. That Royal Air Force and assisted by US, they took so much of time to do this. Normally it is expected that they would have done it within a period of say 3, 4, 5, 6 days. They took almost 1 month. This shows that probably they are not as alert as we think they are. Yes, Uday?
Okay, let me in fact quickly take that to Group Captain Vinod as well. I believe he has also joined us. Group Captain Vinod, as far as you're concerned, what are the lessons to be learned from this entire episode for the United Kingdom Air Force? Also, does this cast a cloud on this F-35 jet?
You're a little patchy there, Uday, but I'm getting the gist of your question. The simple answer to this is, taking a leaf from Group Captain Devnath, I'm saying this. It has, this is not the first time a fighter is getting stuck, especially of Royal Air Force in India, and it takes so long to repair. I remember very, very clearly, we had one exercise in which the Eurofighter Typhoons participated in a place called Kalaikutta. The Eurofighter Typhoons came and landed there. One aeroplane went unserviceable. It remained unserviceable for the entire 30, 35 days of the exercise. On the last day, I mean, not that they didn't try. They tried every day to repair it. Something or the other, some spare is missing, some seal is missing, something was missing. And on the last day, when they were supposed to ferry out back to UK, is the time it became serviceable. And the entire time that it was there, it remained on the ground waiting for spares. So I have seen this happening from the Royal Air Force for two reasons, Uday. One, the Royal Air Force does not hold major spares in their inventory. It holds at the cost of NATO, and the NATO's major spare supplies are not held in Europe. It is held in USA. That is point number one. Point number two is when you don't envisage a certain, you work out something called MTBF for all the complete aeroplane as well as for the spares. MTBF stands for mean time between failure. So you don't envisage a certain part getting, failed in the given MTBF. Say MTBF is 1,000 hours, but it does not mean all parts will not fail in that 1,000 hours. So mean time between failure does not mean that every 1,000 hours a part will fail. A part could fail even after 2 hours. But the average time that they have taken out is, say, 1,000 hours. So it was just, I would say, mathematics and, bad statistics and bad luck that a particular part failed, which was held in the NATO inventory in USA, which, unlike what we can, I mean, in the Indian Air Force today, the, ERP that we have called EMOLs, we can trace a part down to where it is sitting and how much hours is left. Our ERP is extremely robust for simple reason. Our ERP came much later than their ERP. I have operated with the European Union and the NATO. Their ERP is absolutely not something you talk home about. It's extremely archaic because they were, based on 286 kind of technology. And secondly, it is not intuitive. It is like command line driven. So you'll have to know some command lines to find out where a particular stuff is lying, and it will give you a fair idea that somewhere in Germany it is there. Now you'll have to go and look for it and bring it. So it is not a easy task to find a spare which is held in NATO inventory. So long and short of it, Uday, is that was the problem I think this particular aeroplane faced, that a particular spare which failed much shorter than its MTBF. And lethargy is another reason, because I have seen it with my own eyes how even when the spares reached Kalaiguda, for fitting the spare, for fitting that particular part, they took 1 week. Whereas our technicians were saying, sir, ये तो 2 दिन में हम fit करके check करके इसको उड़ा भी देंगे. So that kind of work culture also exists, sorry to say. That is a fact which I have seen. Maybe things have changed down the road, I don't know, but I don't think it has. F-35 has proven amply beyond doubt that it hasn't. What do you say?
Yes, let me quickly come back to you. At the end of the day, of course, Group Captain Jha, why do you believe it took so long for the repair work to be carried out? Why did the UK engineers have to come, then fly out? Why did this entire ordeal take so long before the jet finally flew out today?
Sorry, couldn't understand. Your voice is cutting off there.
Group Captain Jha, can you hear me now? Okay, I think we're having some major connection issues with our guests, unfortunately. Let's wrap it up. My thanks to our guests for joining us on this discussion. We will, of course, continue to track this story and lots more after this very short break. Okay, we're getting, in fact, breaking news coming in before we take the break. The Air India flight from Hong Kong to Delhi has caught fire. Air India has released a statement. They've said flight AI 315 operating from Hong Kong to Delhi on the 22nd of July 2025 experienced an auxiliary power unit fire shortly after it landed and parked at the gate. The incident occurred while passengers had begun disembarking. The APU was automatically shut down as per system design. There was some damage to the aircraft. However, passengers and crew members disembarked normally. They're all safe. The aircraft has been grounded for further investigation. the regulator has also been notified. So this, of course, is the big news we are tracking for you. A scare on board this Air India flight. This Air India flight reportedly caught fire. It was the flight path was from Hong Kong to Delhi. Air India has now released a statement as well on this incident. Well, there has been damage to the aircraft. However, passengers and crew disembarked normally and are all safe. That's what the airline has now confirmed. So another incident on board an Air India flight. An Air India flight from Hong Kong to Delhi has caught fire. Arzu Seth is joining us for more on this story. Arzu, give us the latest on this incident.
Well, yes, Uday, an Air India flight from Hong Kong to Delhi flight number AIT15 experienced a minor fire in the auxiliary power unit APU shortly after landing at the Indira Gandhi International Airport, and we are getting to know that the incident took place after the aircraft has parked at the gate and passengers, had started de-embark the APU, a small engine used to power aircraft system while on the ground developed a fire, but the system automatically shut down as designed, preventing further damage. But the Air India confirmed that the fire did not affect the passenger or crew, and everyone on board safely exited the aircraft. However, there was some damage to the aircraft which has now been grounded for inspection and investigation. So definitely this is the issue of investigation, and full probe will be underway. But yes, what we are getting to know that all the passengers have been evacuated safely, have exited the aircraft safely. However, there are damages to the aircraft that has been reported. Also, if we see, Uday, the recent incident highlights need for closer safety oversight. The AIT15 incident comes at a time when the Indian aviation sector, has witnessed a series of technical glitches and safety concern in the past few days. Rising concern over the aircraft maintenance and the operational checks. Well, as it is said that there are probe investigation and also this, surveillance that is taking place, the concern still remains the same. Yes, it is.
Appreciate you joining us, Arzu, with those details. The Election Commission of India has given an update on the Bihar SIR. About 52 lakh electors have not been found at their addresses. Amongst them, 18 lakhs are deceased. Over 7 lakh electors are enrolled at multiple places. Over 97.30% electors have been covered so far. Manohar Kesri joins us for more on this story. Manohar, what is the update regarding the SIR exercise?
देखिए बिल्कुल आज जिस तरह से पार्लियामेंट में लगातार इसे लेकर के रकस देखने को मिला, वहीं चुनाव आयोग लगातार आंकड़ों को लेकर के अपडेट कर रहे हैं कि एसआईआर में अब तक क्या स्थिति बिहार में रही है। अगर हम बात करें तो अब तक जो है सो 97.30 है सो न्यूमरेशन फॉर्म्स जो हैं वो डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो चुके हैं और मात्र बचा हुआ है तो 2.70 बचा हुआ है। कहने के लिए ऑलमोस्ट जो है सो करीब 100% के कगार पे है। लेकिन सबसे चौंकाने वाली बात यह है कि जो लोग नहीं पाए गए हैं, जिन्होंने अभी तक फॉर्म जमा नहीं किया है, उसका आंकड़ा लगातार बढ़ता जा रहा है। 52 लाख से ज्यादा वैसे इलेक्टोरल लिस्ट में हैं, जिनमें से 26 लाख ऐसे लोग हैं जो वहां रहते नहीं हैं और उनमें से कई ऐसे लोग हैं जिनकी डेथ हो गई है। ये सारे आंकड़े हैं जो काफी चौंकाने वाले हैं और इसी को लेकर के अगर आप देखेंगे तो 18 लाख से ज्यादा लोग जो हैं उनकी मौत हो चुकी है। क्योंकि कुल मिलाकर के अगर बिहार में वोटर की संख्या अगर आप देखेंगे तो 7.89 करोड़ है। तो ऐसी स्थिति में चुनाव आयोग लगातार एसआईआर कर रहा है और आज जिस तरह सुप्रीम कोर्ट में चुनाव आयोग ने कहा कि आधार जो है जो रेजिडेंस प्रूफ नहीं है, वो आइडेंटिफिकेशन प्रूफ है। तो जल्द ही कुछ ही दिनों में 1-2-3 दिनों की जल्द ही 100% का ये आंकड़ा पूरा हो जाएगा।
शुक्रिया मनोहर केसरी हमारे संग जुड़ने के लिए। वक्त अब हो चुका है एक छोटे से ब्रेक का। ब्रेक के लिए रुकते हैं हम।
नवाचारी और नवोन्मेषी शिक्षा व्यवस्था से युवाओं की आशाओं को नई उड़ान दे रहा है नया उत्तर प्रदेश। ग्रामीण परिवेश हो या फिर नगरीय क्षेत्र, गुणवत्ता युक्त शिक्षा बनी है नए उत्तर प्रदेश की पहचान। स्कूल चलो अभियान और शारदा प्रोग्राम जैसे अभिनव प्रयासों से ड्रॉप आउट दर में आई है उल्लेखनीय गिरावट। ऑपरेशन कायाकल्प और टैबलेट वितरण जैसे कदमों से डिजिटल शिक्षा को मिले हैं नए आयाम। बेसिक शिक्षा से हायर एजुकेशन तक शिक्षा में उठाए गए अभूतपूर्व कदमों से हुआ है एजुकेशन का ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन। अंत्योदय और बिना किसी भेदभाव के सबको समान शिक्षा का अधिकार बना है युवाओं के उज्जवल भविष्य का आधार। वर्ष 2017 के बाद डबल इंजन सरकार के अभिनव प्रयासों ने नए उत्तर प्रदेश की शिक्षा व्यवस्था में किया है युगांतकारी ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन। समान शिक्षा का अधिकार, डबल इंजन सरकार।
रास्ता है वही वही शहर।
तू कब आया अभी लाइफ से?
अरे वाह ताई, पहचान गई? शहर जाके आँख का ऑपरेशन करा लिया क्या?
शहर जाए मेरी जूती, मैंने यही अपने गांव में ही करवा लिया। वो जो सूरज है ना अपना, वो सब कर रहा है।
अरे राकेश, अरे वाह छोटी, ये स्कूल में सीखा?
इंटरनेट पे।
इंटरनेट?
हाँ, सूरज भैया है ना।
कौन है ये सूरज भैया?
आपको उनसे मिलना है क्या?
हाँ
चलो, वो रहे सूरज भैया।
हम सूरज से सिर्फ बिजली नहीं बनाते हैं, खुशहाली को देश के कोने कोने तक भी पहुंचाते हैं। अदानी, हम करके दिखाते हैं।
Under the skilled leadership of Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, Uttar Pradesh is emerging as a new force in the defence sector.
30,000 करोड़ रुपए के निवेश उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर डिफेंस सेक्टर के ही होने जा रहे हैं।
A defence corridor is being developed in 6 major districts. By fostering defence manufacturing, this is promoting India's self-reliance. The defence corridor has attracted investment commitments worth rupees 30,000 crore. 96% of the land allocated has been acquired. Out of 2,097 hectares, 2,015 have been secured. In Lucknow, the BrahMos Aerospace Integration and Testing Facility has been constructed. Built at a cost of rupees 300 crore, this unit stands on 80 hectares and will produce the world's state-of-the-art supersonic cruise missiles. Apart from strengthening the defence sector, the UP Defence Corridor will also provide employment to young people. Under the skilled leadership of Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, Uttar Pradesh is emerging as a new force in the defence sector.
30,000 करोड़ रुपए के निवेश उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर डिफेंस सेक्टर के ही होने जा रहे हैं।
A defence corridor is being developed in 6 major districts. By fostering defence manufacturing, this is promoting India's self-reliance. The defence corridor has attracted investment commitments worth rupees 30,000 crore. 96% of the land allocated has been acquired. Out of 2,097 hectares, 2,015 have been secured. In Lucknow, the BrahMos Aerospace Integration and Testing Facility has been constructed. Built at a cost of rupees 300 crore, this unit stands on 80 hectares and will produce the world's state-of-the-art supersonic cruise missiles. Apart from strengthening the defence sector, the UP Defence Corridor will also provide employment to young people. Pradesh government's Project Alankar has emerged as a standout example of effective educational reform. Launched by Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath in October 2021, the scheme has transformed infrastructure and learning environment in state-run schools.
यूपी शिक्षा का एक नया मॉडल देने जा रहा है स्कूली शिक्षा का, प्री प्राइमरी से लेकर के और सीनियर सेकेंडरी लेवल तक।
The project seeks to achieve 100% compliance with 35 infrastructure and facility benchmarks in 2,441 government schools. Under this initiative, schools are being equipped with smart classrooms, science laboratories, libraries, computer labs, and hygienic toilets. This has created a conducive and inclusive environment for learning. Enrollment in secondary schools has increased by 23% and attendance in primary schools has risen 11.5%. The turnaround witnessed in government-run schools in UP has made this ambitious scheme a role model for other states across India.
मम्मी, भूख लगी। ये 1 मिनट में नहीं, 4 मिनट में आएगा। थोड़ा वक्त लगेगा, पर सेहत को पाएगा। NDH सूजी वर्मिसेली पर सबका दिल आएगा।
NDH सूजी वर्मिसेली, सेहत भी, स्वाद भी।
दम आलू कैसे बना? और दाल तड़का भी और मशरूम मसाला भी।
बिना MDH मसालों के टेस्टी खाना कैसे बनेगा? MDH दम आलू, दाल तड़का और मशरूम मसाला। MDH से खाना हर बार मजेदार।
मस्त है। सरस छे। उड़ी बाबा।
NDH सदा आपको नए स्वाद देने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है।
MDH जब जब भूख सताए MDH याद आए, सेहत और न्यूट्रिशन मिले, बॉडी क्या स्ट्रॉन्ग बने, थोड़ा खा के पेट भरे, डाइजेशन को ना दे धोखा। MDH सोयाटीन का चौका।
MDH सोयाटीन बढ़िया नगेट्स, सोया चूरा और सोया चाप।
MDH सोयाटीन, असली प्रोटीन।
MDH
आज नक्सलवाद भी भारत में अपनी अंतिम सांसें गिन रहा है।
मैं सबसे पहले एक बात इस सदन में जिम्मेदारी के साथ बताना चाहता हूं, 21 मार्च 2026 को इस देश से नक्सलवाद समाप्त।
ये बहुत ही घने जंगल है यहाँ पे। तो तुम्हारा नाम क्या है? One common conclusion that we can draw inside the jungles at this time of the hour at night.
The first glimpse of the Air India crash report. Its full 15 pages have just been released. Let me take an opportunity to go through what the details are. Literally 2 or 3 seconds after the takeoff, after the clearing of the runway, the flight control switches turned off within 1 second of each other. Both engines had their fuel supply switched off.
We need to pay attention to every possibility, including
a possibility of those switches failing on their own.
It is not categorically proven. It is merely a suggestion that they have been moved by one of the members of the crew on the flight.
This is obviously Firangi media trying to cast aspersions and coming up with validation.
आज नक्सलवाद भी भारत में अपनी अंतिम सांसें गिन रहा है।
मैं सबसे पहले एक बात इस सदन में जिम्मेदारी के साथ बताना चाहता हूं, 21 मार्च 2026 को इस देश से नक्सलवाद समाप्त।
ये बहुत ही घने जंगल है यहाँ पे। तो तुम्हारा नाम क्या है? One common conclusion that we can draw inside the jungles at this.
Welcome back. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on NewsX. Let's get started with our big focus this hour. Close to 150 MPs in the Lok Sabha and around 100 lawmakers in the Rajya Sabha have submitted separate notices to the presiding officers of both the houses seeking impeachment of Allahabad High Court Judge Justice Yashwant Verma, from whose residence burnt wads of currency notes were found. A multi-party delegation submitted the notice bearing the signatures of 145 Lok Sabha MPs for the removal of Justice Verma under Articles 124, 217 and 218 of the Constitution to the Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, while a separate notice was handed over to Rajya Sabha Chairman Jagdeep Dhankar by 63 opposition lawmakers of the upper house. Apart from the 63 signatures submitted by the opposition, BJP MPs too have submitted over 40 signatures in support of the motion, taking the total signatures in the Rajya Sabha across 100. This is the sixth time impeachment proceedings have reached this advanced stage for a sitting judge in the higher judiciaries of the country. While the previous 5 attempts have failed due to judges resigning before proceedings could come to a conclusion, or due to the motions failing to gain the tough requirements of special majorities, this attempt is seeking to mark the first instance of a sitting judge being removed in independent India. Joining us for a conversation on the subject now is Mukul Rohatgi, Senior Advocate of the Supreme Court of India. Mukul Rohatgi, welcome. Thank you for being with us on NewsX. What is the process for Justice Verma's impeachment, sir?
So look, the position of a judge of the High Court or the Supreme Court is a constitutional position. In other words, a judge is not a government servant. He is not governed by normal service rules. He is governed by the Constitution. Therefore, a judge cannot be tried and dismissed like a government servant after a departmental inquiry. So the law provides that a judge of the Supreme Court or the High Court can only be dismissed by a process of impeachment. And the process of impeachment requires 50 MPs of Rajya Sabha or 100 MPs of Lok Sabha to file a motion seeking impeachment before the Speaker or the Chairman, as the case may be. Once that is done, and I believe it has been done in this case, the motion will have to be admitted by the speaker or the chairman. Maybe after it, and a debate may take place. And after that, the process has to start by appointing an inquiry committee consisting of 3 members, namely a judge of the Supreme Court, a judge of the High Court, and maybe a jurist. That committee will then act as a disciplinary committee which will examine the judge, which will examine his evidence, which will examine the evidence of the prosecution, so to say. Witnesses will be examined and cross-examined in detail, and a report shall be prepared by that committee. After that report is prepared, it will be sent to the House. The House will debate on the report and take a call.
Yes.
So once the House agrees, then the impeachment shall happen, and if it so happens, the judge shall stand removed from his post. Till that time, the judge will remain a judge of the High Court, even though he is not discharging any functions, as the case may be.
Okay.
And it is that inquiry which will give a chance to the judge concerned to clear his name or to show and prove that he is not guilty of any misdemeanor. That is the...
Okay. Do you back then the unanimous, across party line support given to this motion? Do you believe that is a good precedent, seeing that it has bipartisan support?
So whether it is unanimous or not unanimous, ultimately it will depend on the 3-member inquiry committee and its report.
Right.
Suppose the report says that the man is not guilty, then obviously the impeachment will fail. But let me tell you, not a single judge has been impeached in independent India till today. Some impeachment motions have happened, some judges have resigned, etc., etc. Somewhere the motion didn't work. But I must tell you one more thing. In this case, before the impeachment motion, which is the sole prerogative of Parliament, there is what is called an informal committee, which is appointed by the Chief Justice of India. The Chief Justice of India has no role in the impeachment. He appoints under a judge's resolution, which has no legal backing, a committee which is supposedly a fact-finding committee.
Yes.
In this case, a committee was so appointed of 3 judges. That committee has given a report and a recommendation that the judge was guilty because he was unable to explain the presence of money in his house. And that report went to the Chief Justice of India. And within a matter of hours, the Chief Justice of India endorsed that report and sent it to the Prime Minister and to other functionaries with his imprimatur saying that action should be taken against the judge, etc. Let me tell you, legally, this informal committee's report has no legal basis, and neither the letter of the Chief Justice written to the Prime Minister
Yes.
has any legal basis, and it can cast no pressure on Parliament because Parliament is sovereign and supreme, and Parliament is guided by its own committee, which I said will now be appointed.
Okay.
So this is what has happened in the last couple of months, which Justice Verma has chosen to challenge by filing a petition in the Honorable Supreme Court of India.
Okay. What precedent then will this possible impeachment set going ahead, Mukul Rohatgi?
Well, if the impeachment goes through, it will show that there is no place for misdemeanors or corruption in the judiciary, and there is no tolerance in that regard. And that is why, just like you dismiss a government servant for corruption,
yes,
you will dismiss a judge for corruption.
Okay. What then now needs to happen so that the larger perception of India's judiciary system is also not affected?
Look, this process of impeachment is a British hangover. According to me, this is too laborious, too complicated, and too cumbersome. And that is why no impeachments have really happened. There is no gainsaying about corruption in judiciary. There is corruption. There have been instances at various levels.
Yes.
Now, to deal with these corruptions and/or issues of misdemeanor or malpractices of some import, there should be a speedier system, less cumbersome, not requiring 2/3 of the majority in parliament and all that. So that has to be devised. The constitution may have to be amended.
Okay.
So that there is some fear of the law in the concerned quarters, that people are not going to get away. And that should be transparent. And it is to that end that the government of India must work to make a system which is simpler, smoother, and transparent.
All right. Let me also thank you there, Mukul Rohatgi, for joining us on the broadcast, because we have another guest also live with us, Harsh Singh Dahiya, Advocate Supreme Court of India, joins us live as well. Harsh Singh Dahiya, what do you make of this incident, regarding Justice Verma's impeachment now? The ball has been set in motion in Parliament. What do you make of this precedent-setting, move by legislators and parliamentarians yesterday?
Uday, first of all, I would like to point out that, the whole chain of events has been very sad. It is a very sad precedent being set through this. But impeachment is important to show zero tolerance against corruption. And if and when this impeachment goes through, this will be unprecedented. No impeachment has gone through in India so far. In all previous cases, like mentioned by you, either the judges have resigned before conclusion of the impeachment, or the impeachment has failed politically. And if we talk about the political implications, then I would like to make it clear to the viewers that the parliament's role in impeachment is not a threat to separation of powers, but it is a constitutional safeguard. Article 124, subclause 4 and Article 218 empowers the parliament to act when judges are found guilty of proven misbehavior or corruption, and such is the case now. As rightly pointed out by my senior, Mr. Rohatgi, in his address to the viewers, that there was a judge's report that was put forward to the public by the Chief Justice, and it was sent to the government as well. The 3 judges committee clearly mentioned in their report that they have found sufficient evidences which proves that Justice Verma is guilty of having cash because he was unable to explain where that cash came from in his house. So they have already submitted their report, and basis of that, the parliament has taken note of that, and now several members of the parliament of the both houses are moving this motion against Justice Verma for impeachment. And if this goes through, this will truly be historical, and because something of this sort has not happened. But it is also important that such safeguards are put in place, so that even the judiciary knows that nobody is beyond the arms of justice, and anyone who indulges in corruption or is unable to explain their stance, where they got, like in this particular case, where Justice Verma is unable to explain where this money came from, and there have been clear videos of that as well, which was made viral initially when this cash was found. So it is very important for the government and for the judiciary both to give out a message to everyone in all sections of society that nobody is beyond the arms of law, and anyone who will indulge in corruption, and that too while sitting at a position of power, they will be brought to justice.
Okay, let me quickly also rope in Ashwini Dubey, AOR Supreme Court, who's also joining us now live. Ashwini Dubey, this is clearly a precedent setting maneuver by MPs yesterday. The ball has been set rolling. Do you believe it is a good precedent? Also, Ashwini Dubey, what is the road ahead for this impeachment motion?
Uday, since there is a provision in the Constitution and it was made by our Constitution framers, that whenever there would be the allegation of misconduct or any other misdeed which is detrimental to the basic conduct of the functions of the judge, and judge who is the constitutional authority, that is Supreme Court or High Court, then there is an impeachment procedure. So saying that something has come out of blue moon, that's completely not, here it is not the case. Number two, it is not the case that nothing has been found. The question here is, nobody is above the law. If nobody is above the law, and procedure says that impeachment has to take place in order to bring the truth, because it is not only Justice Verma may be entitled for keeping that cash. How many people are involved into that? And in order to investigate further, impeachment, then registration of FIR, and further investigation. Because unless and until the main accused, that is Mr. Justice Verma, as of now, who is being portrayed, unless he is on the post, there can't be any proceedings. For that, either he has to resign, or through impeachment proceedings, he has to leave that. Now, further investigation is important in order to reveal the truth, and which every person of this country want to know, that those are whose money which was found in his house, and what is the nexus, what was the larger nexus. So in order to bring the larger nexus and proximate link with the money givers, the money which was found in his house and the favors which was done, it is required that should done. Number one. Number two, in past also there were attempts. V. Ramaswamy was one of the first judges among whom impeachment proceedings initiated, so he resigned. And motion was brought in the Lok Sabha but failed. Soumitra Sen of Calcutta High Court resigned in 2011 after Rajya Sabha passed the impeachment motion. Now, Uday, you, me and everyone wants to know that those who are holding that constitutional position, the judges who are there to discharge the public functions, duties, and also in order to ensure that justice will prevail, why, when the question comes of their misdemeanor or their misconduct or their the allegations against, why it can't be a process? And that is the process. Only process is in the house, upper house and lower house. And that is why you see, when the impeachment has been filed, the majority of the total membership that house, then the procedure is, the motion for removal is required to be adopted by each house of the parliament, majority of the total membership. An initial requirement, which was the 100 members of the Lok Sabha and 67 or 50 members of the Rajya Sabha, they have signed it. Now a majority of at least 2/3 of the members of that house present, if they will vote, and if the motion is adopted by the majority, then motion will be sent to the other house for the adoption. Now it is completely ball in the hands of the lawmakers. Now lawmakers have to look into it. So now, what is, if illegality look filed, Justice Yashwant Verma has also filed a petition in Supreme Court. Let's see what happens to the outcome of that petition. That is also question, because if you see, the impeachment proceedings have been started, so that has become infructuous. What recourse he would adopt tomorrow, that is also speculative. We will discuss over that. But now here, the nation wants to know that whose money was this, and what favors were given, and what is the proximate link. And for that, impeachment motion is required. Over to you, Uday.
Okay, let me quickly, in fact, also draw in A.K. Singh, Supreme Court advocate, who's also live with us. A.K. Singh, what do you make of this, of this precedent-setting, maneuver that we've seen play out in Parliament yesterday? The ball has been set in rolling now for the impeachment of Justice Verma. What happens next? Do you believe also this is something which is going to be precedent setting for other potential judges as well? This is, remember, a sitting High Court judge that we're speaking about here, A.K. Singh. Okay, I think we've lost AK Singh, also what we've seen, Mr. Dahiya, this time is that bipartisan support has come in. That is also something unique about this motion. Bipartisan support has come in yesterday.
Absolutely. As you mentioned at the beginning of the report, that the motion in the lower house was brought in by members of both opposition and the ruling party. And in the upper house, Rajya Sabha, the motion was brought in by mostly members of the opposition. So definitely this is very unique. And in most likely cases, the impeachment will go through. And as rightly pointed by my friend and my colleague, Mr. Dubey as well, that this impeachment is extremely important to get to the truth. If and when the impeachment happens, then only any further proceedings by the police or by the investigation agencies can take place. And then only an FIR can be registered, and then any further investigation can take place. And I would like to reiterate, which Mr. Dubey has clearly pointed out, that it is very important to get to the bottom of this, that whose money was it, which other lawyers were involved in this, is there a lobby that is working in Supreme Court or in high courts which is trying to dictate judgments. And to get to that, this impeachment will play a big role in the complete process. Over to you there.
Yes, indeed. Let me take that back to you as well, Ashwini. The point, of course, also is through this entire exercise, we need to ensure that the image of the judiciary as well is rectified amongst the common man, which may have been sullied a bit through this episode.
There is no question of judiciary's image. This is a question of only one judge. The judiciary's image is very clear, impartial, transparent, and those who makes a ruckus over the Twitter or the X does not make judiciary's image tarnish the image, because people have faith in the Indian judicial system, and it's one of the robust and transparent, excellent judicial system of the world, where even the terrorist, knowing that he is the terrorist, gets a fair trial. It is a case where the 2611th Tahabur Rana was brought into this country through extradition from the US, and he is also being given the fair trial, despite the people have died. So it's not that the judiciary's image is at stake. It is the question where a lobby which has ought that judgment or certain judgments on the behalf by paying the consideration out of that, that is required to be revealed. And for that, it is required that the impeachment motion must be passed and impeachment proceedings have been initiated and President signs it. Now the second question, Uday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people cannot tarnish the image of the judiciary. Sometimes if judgment is in their favor, they say the judiciary is very impartial, transparent. And sometimes if judgment is not in their favor, they start making creation that judiciary is working under somebody's pressure, just judiciary has been completely supportive of a particular party, whatever it is, blah, blah, blah. We practice in Supreme Court. We learn each and every day from the judges the way they deliver the judgments. Not in one case. Bails are granted by the Supreme Court. Divorce are taking place by the Supreme Court. That irretrievable breakdown of marriages which languishing in the trial court from years to years, that the Supreme Court finally comes for the rescue. There are certain cases, if you will see, the people who have come from all down to up to the Supreme Court, and the legal aid comes for their rescue, their function. Pro bono lawyers are there who they are accountable to the Constitution and judicial system. Yes, but here it's a case where the president has to set. The president, despite the constitutional immunity, and despite that you have been appointed, if you are guilty, then the law will take its own course. And that is why you see that there had not been their provision in the Constitution, then there would have been a constitutional amendment, because their appointment, their oath is as per the Constitution. They are the constitutional authorities. They are immune to the immunity has been given to them in the Constitution. So this is question number 2, which is very important, that when cash has been found from the house of Justice Verma, whose responsibility as per Evidence Act, if we see prima facie, lies? It is of course the owner of the house, or the person who is in possession of the control of the entire house. Number 3, the videos. It is not that something has been come out of blue moon. The videos also suggest that the burnt notes, cash was found there. So ultimately, who has given them? All these things are required for the detailed investigation by the one expert investigating agency of our country, the prime investigating agency of the country, and it would be only possible when impeachment takes place, when the FIR is registered and the investigation in detail is conducted, and that brought to the public notice, and those preparators of the crime are taken to the logical end. So that is everyone is looking for. The judiciary is very impartial. This is not tarnishing the entire image of entire judiciary. One or two persons cannot tarnish the image of such a big judiciary which is coming for the rescue of the common man. Over to you there.
Okay, let me in fact also leave it at that. My thanks to our guests for joining us. We've run totally out of time, I'm being told. Let's slip into a short break.
Co-powered by PolicyBazaar.com. हर फैमिली होगी इंश्योर्ड.
Uttar Pradesh government's Project Alankar has emerged as a standout example of effective educational reform. Launched by Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath in October 2021, the scheme has transformed infrastructure and learning environment in state-run schools.
यूपी शिक्षा का एक नया मॉडल देने जा रहा है स्कूली शिक्षा का, प्री प्राइमरी से लेकर के और सीनियर सेकेंडरी लेवल तक.
The project seeks to achieve 100% compliance with 35 infrastructure and facility benchmarks in 2,441 government schools. Under this initiative, schools are being equipped with smart classrooms, science laboratories, libraries, computer labs, and hygienic toilets. This has created a conducive and inclusive environment for learning. Enrollment in secondary schools has increased by 23% and attendance in primary schools has risen 11.5%. The turnaround witnessed in government-run schools in UP has made this ambitious scheme a role model for other states across India.
रास्ता है वही शहर.
तू कब आया अभी लाइफ से?
अरे वाह ताई, पहचान गई? शहर जाके आँख का ऑपरेशन करा लिया क्या?
शहर जाए मेरी जूती. नहीं, यहीं अपने गांव में ही करवा लिया. वो जो सूरज है ना अपना, वो सब कर रहा है.
अरे राकेश, अरे वाह छोटी, ये स्कूल में सीखा?
इंटरनेट पे.
इंटरनेट?
हाँ, सूरज भैया है ना.
कौन है ये सूरज भैया?
आपको उनसे मिलना है क्या?
हाँ,
चलो, वो रहे सूरज भैया.
हम सूरज से सिर्फ बिजली नहीं बनाते हैं, खुशहाली को देश के कोने कोने तक भी पहुंचाते हैं. अदानी, हम करके दिखाते हैं.
The Uttar Pradesh government, led by Chief Minister
I am joined by a prominent activist from Dakshina Kannada, Mahesh Shetty Timarodi sir here. We are standing at his house where again he was actively fighting for justice for the 17-year-old Saujanya who had been brutally sexually assaulted and murdered in Dharmasthala, and since then, since 2012, Mahesh Shetty Timarodi was actively fighting for justice along with Saujanya's mother, Kusuma Devi, and her other family members. So, sir, tell us about your fight for justice for Saujanya that started in 2012.
ये देखिए, मैं 2012 से सौजन्या का जो ब्रूटल रेप एंड मर्डर हो गया, उधर से मैं उसका न्याय मांगने के लिए उतर गया रास्ते पे. मैं बहुत छोटा से देख रहा था, धर्मस्थल में बहुत माइनर लड़की लोग का रेप एंड मर्डर और किधर भी फेंक देने का जंगल में, वो उसको कुत्ता खाने का, जानवर जंगली जानवर खाने का, ये सुअर सब खाने का, ऐसे मिटा देता था लाश को सब. कम से कम किधर से मेरे को याद है कि सौजन्य से पीछे भी एक दो केस में ऐसे सोशल एक्टिविटीज़ हड़ताल किया. 1986 पद्मलता एसडीएम कॉलेज का सौजन्य का जैसे 17 साल की माइनर लड़की थी, उसको लेके जाके 53 दिन रेप किया, उसको बहुत टॉर्चर देके 56 दिन का बाद लाश नदी में मिलता है। उसको बहुत उधर हड़ताल होता है। जब भी हम लोग छोटा बच्चा था, हड़ताल होता है, पूरा सी रिपोर्ट डाल के उसको छोड़ देता है। जब भी आज हम लोग हड़ताल कर रहे हैं जस्टिस पर सौजन्या, वही अत्याचारी लोग वो लड़की का भी अत्याचार करके फेंक दिया था। उसका बाद आया वेदवल्ली धर्मस्थल हाई स्कूल का एडमिस है, वो एडमिस है, उसको भी रेप कर कर 2 आदमी, वो ये इंस्टीट्यूट वाला जो बोला वो नहीं सुना बोलते है ये मैडम ने। इसके लिए उसको पहला वो लोग का नौकर का साथ भेजकर उसको रेप करता है। रेप करके स्टिल्ला और किट्टा वो लोग का नाम है, वो लोग रेप करके इसको डराता है। हमारा एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव वाला कैसा बोलता है वैसे ही सुनने का करके, बाद में वो दोनों को भी मार डालता है। उसका बाद ये टीचर को, एडमिस को भी मार डाल के, पेट्रोल डाल के जला के मार देता है। उसका पति है डॉक्टर हरड़ है, इधर का सरकारी हॉस्पिटल में डॉक्टर था। वो पूरा समाज के लिए अच्छा आदमी था। वो कम से कम 2013 में हम लोग का साथ सौजन्य का न्याय मांगने का हमारा साथ में था। उसको भी बाद में स्लो पॉइजन डाल के उसको भी मार दिया। अभी वो नहीं है। उसका बाद 2012 में डबल मर्डर होता है, नारायणा और यमुना करके डबल मर्डर होता है। उस टाइम पे भी जगह के लिए होता है। वो जगह पे अभी बिल्डिंग हो गया अयोध्या करके, वो कुटुंब को उधर से भगा दिया। वो उसका नारायण मावता का औरत ने कंप्लेंट देता है एसपी को, डिस्ट्रिक्ट मैंगलोर डिस्ट्रिक्ट का वरिष्ठ अधिकारी। यही जब सौजन्य का केस को पूरा मिटा दिया ना, वो एसपी था अभिषेक गोयल, वही था उस टाइम पे, वो केस को भी पूरा जितना करवाया और जितने किया उसका हाथ से ही कंप्लेंट लेकर वो केस को मिटा दिया। जिसने कंप्लेंट किया राजेंद्र रई, वो यमुना करके वो माँ को रेप करके मार दिया। उसका भाई नारायण वो बुढ़ा था, उसको उठ के उधर इधर चलने का नहीं हुआ था, जिधर सो रहा था उधर ही सो रहा था। उसका सिर के ऊपर भी पत्थर डाला, इसको रेप करके यमुना के ऊपर रेप करके यमुना का सिर के ऊपर भी पत्थर मार के, ये ग्रैंड स्टोन है ना, उसको डाल के जगह पे मार देता है दोनों को। मारने के बाद वो क्या दरोड़ा क्या बोलते हैं इसको हिंदी में, रॉबरी, डकैती किया कोई आके, वो लोग ने मार के इसको लेके गया करके। उसके बाद नारायण सपल्या का वाइफ ने बोलता है वो पेटी में कुछ नहीं था, वो सब रोल्ड गोल्ड था, वो सब पेटी में ही था। हमारा डॉक्यूमेंट सिर्फ लेके गए, किधर लेके गए कौन लेके गए मालूम नहीं है। जो गोल्ड रोल्ड गोल्ड था वो सब वो पेटी में था, हमारा कोई भी कुछ भी नहीं लेके गया करके वो केस को भी ऐसे ही मिटा दिया। उसका बाद आया भगवान का रूप से, देवी का रूप से सौजन्य का केस हो गया। यही वो मौसम बच्ची का केस हो गया, ये मौसम बच्ची का केस हो गया। जब से ये जो हड़ताल निकला ना बाहर, इधर सैकड़ों बार साल से 100 साल से पहले से भी ऐसे ही होता था। इधर हजारों लड़की लोग का गैंग रेप एंड मर्डर अभी सौजन्य तक कौन किया, वही आदमी लोग ने करते आ रहा था। रिपब्लिक ऑफ धर्मस्थला, इधर कोई भी कानून नहीं चलता है, कोई भी सरकार नहीं चलता है, कोई भी पुलिस अधिकारी का हुक्म नहीं चलता है। इधर ही कौन अत्याचारी लोग है ना, वो लोग का ही बात तो सुनते आ रहा था। कोई भी कंप्लेंट करेगा तो एफआईआर नहीं होता है, कोई भी पुलिस स्टेशन में जाएगा तो बाहर जाओ। आपको बोलता है, उदाहरण बोलता है सौजन्य का केस में, सौजन्य का मां, अभी तो सौजन्य का पिताजी 13 साल तक मेरा बच्ची को न्याय नहीं मिल गया। वो बहुत दर्द से वो छोटा हो गया, मर गया। वो अभी 7 महीना हो गया, 7 महीना हो गया। वो लोग भी उसका बच्ची मरने का टाइम पे 3-3, 4-4 बार उसका लाश को जलाया था। पुलिस लोगों ने मुद्दम जलाया था पूरा साक्ष्य का मिटाने के लिए। उसका बॉडी से क्या क्या पार्ट निकला उसको पूरा सड़ने के लिए दिया। उसको कम से कम 13-12 दिन का बाद पोस्टमार्टम में इसमें बेचा है, फोरेंसिक लैब में बेचा है। गोल्डन वॉर को पूरा क्रॉस कर पूरा साक्ष्य नाशा कर पूरा नक्शा किया। उसका बाद पुलिस स्टेशन में 3 दिन के बाद ये लड़के को भी जबरदस्त जलाते हैं। उसको जलाओ। सुबह बॉडी मिल गया, इतना बड़ा केस है। पुलिस वाला बोलता है तुरंत तो जलाओ उसको, बॉडी सड़ जाते है, उसको निकाल दो, जलाओ, दफनो मत करके पुलिस वाला ने हुक्म देकर वो बॉडी को पूरा नाश करता है। पूरा उसका बॉडी का जो अंगांग निकलता है फोरेंसिक लैब में भेजने के लिए, उसको पूरा सड़ने के लिए छोड़ देता है। पूरा 8 विटनेस को वो केस में मार देता है। ये लोग कौन है? वो घर वाला ने कौन 4-5 आदमी का नाम देकर पुलिस स्टेशन में जाता है, नाम निकालो, हम लोग को मालूम नहीं करके लिखो। पुलिस वाला ढूंढ के बताओ करके लिखने का, किसका भी नाम नहीं निकलेगा। नाम लिखेगा तो कंप्लेंट नहीं लेगा। 3 बार कंप्लेंट देने के लिए जाते हैं, कंप्लेंट लिया ही नहीं अभी तक।
Sir, now there is a sanitation worker who has come up, and he has testified before a magistrate in the court saying that he was himself involved in burying or mass burying of women, especially minor children who are sexually assaulted, and there were several bodies that were flowing and coming in Netravati river and things. So he has given a detailed 164-page submission to the court. So what do you think at this point of time? It is coming after 11 years. Because he left working at Dharmasthala in 2014. He says that these murders were from 1995 till 2014. So what do you have to say about that?
मैं क्या बोलता है बोलेगा तो अभी जो एक आदमी है सैकड़ा बार 100 से ज्यादा ब्रूटल रेप एंड मर्डर हुआ, बच्ची लोग का, लड़के लोग का, अगर पुरुष लोग का बॉडी निकाल के देता है। मैं तो ये 13 साल से बोलते आ रहा था। मेरा हर पब्लिक स्टेज में बोल रहा था मैं, इधर हजारों है, इधर हजारों है, इधर हजारों है। कम से कम भारत को स्वतंत्र मिलकर 1947, उसका पहले से भी ये काम चालू था। ये धंधा निरंतर होते आ रहा है। मैं जब भी बोल रहा था। अभी तो एक आदमी पक्का आदमी आया है। मैं धर्मस्थल में काम कर रहा था, मेरा उधर घर था, मेरा उधर का आइडेंटिटी था, मेरे को उधर से सैलरी आता था, मैंने दफन रहा था। दफनने का टाइम पे वो कंप्लेंट में लिखा हुआ है, दफनने का टाइम पे लड़की लोग का, छोटा बच्ची लोग का अंडर गारमेंट नहीं था, पूरा नंगा रहता था। वो बोल रहे हो, हमको मालूम नहीं कौन है करके, हमको मालूम नहीं। वो बोल रहे कंप्लेंट में बोल रहे हैं, किसका साथ बोल रहे हैं? अभी कोई पॉलिटिक्स वाला बोलता है, कोई पॉलिटिक्स वाला बोलता है, क्या बोलता है? वो झूठ है, वो है ये। उसका कंप्लेंट किसका साथ में वो बाहर आया? वो 100 के ऊपर बॉडी निकाल के देते हैं बोला है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट का एक बड़ा फेवरेट लॉयर है वो, केवी धनंजय करके। उसका टीम अभी कितना बड़ा हो गया बोले तो कम से कम हजारों लॉयर्स लोग ये ग्रुप में मिल रहे हैं आज। सच है ये, सच है ये, सच है ये करके, हाँ वो झूठा है क्या? कोई भी एक सुप्रीम कोर्ट का लॉयर, हायर लॉयर है वो, बहुत फेमस है वो, कोई भी आके सब उधर है बोलेगा तो सीधा उसका साथ में आके उसको प्रोड्यूस करता है क्या? एक साल से वो जो लॉयर साहब ने बोल रहे, एक साल से मैं पूरा इसको जांच कर कर इसका आगे क्या, इसका पीछे क्या, सब देखकर मैं ये कंप्लेंट को लिया। वो ऐसा टीम है, वकील का टीम ऐसे है वो कोई भी जाके आएगा तो ये मेरा ये है बोलेगा तो लेगा नहीं, क्या है, कैसा है, किधर से है, सब देखता है वो। पूरा एक साल से उसको पूरा तलाश कर कर ये जो बोल रहे हैं सच है। आज पूरा दुनिया बोल रहे हैं सच है। अभी इंग्लिश मीडिया में नहीं आ रहा था, 13 साल से हम लोग कितना हड़ताल किया, हजारों हड़ताल किया इधर कर्नाटक स्टेट में। कोई भी मेन स्ट्रीम मीडिया वाला सब पेमेंट लेकर ही बैठा था, कोई भी नहीं डाला। आज पूरा ये बाहर कैसा आएगा बोलेगा तो यूट्यूबर्स, छोटा छोटा माध्यम इधर का डिजिटल माध्यम, ये लोग ऊपर लिए इसको, फेसबुक व्हाट्सएप वाला ने।
But there is a good development after this person has come out. The sanitation worker has come out and given a complaint. Based on his complaint, a fresh FIR was registered at Dharmasthala police station. After which a lot of other like a missing girl Ananya's mother Sujata Bhatt has also come and given a complaint. So all these developments have come off late. So what do you think about that? Like you know, there are sudden a fresh FIR registered, and as an SIT also has been constituted by the Karnataka government, which is headed by senior IPS officers and including a women IPS officer. So how do you think this is this the right thing, or is it going in the right direction? And do you really think that all these victims who these sanitation worker is calling out will get justice or not?
ये देखिए मैं क्या बोल रहा है, अभी जो आपने पूछ रहा था कि ये केस देखने के बाद अनन्या भट्ट का मां आया। अभी कल भी केरल में एक कंप्लेंट हो गया, उसको पिताजी को जगह के लिए एक्सीडेंट करके मार डाला। अभी ये पूरा क्या एग्जीबिशन होएगा तो हजारों आदमी आएगा मेरा है करके, कोई फैमिली मर गए होएगा, किसको पूरा फैमिली को मार डाला हुआ है लोग, कोई भी पूछने वाला ही नहीं है। वो लाश मिलोगे तो भी फॉरेंसिक लैब वाला ये किसका बॉडी पूछेगा तो लेने के लिए आदमी नहीं रहेगा। एक एक खानदान को भी दफन दिया है उधर, एक एक खानदान को भी दफन दिया, वो ऐसा भी बात आ रहा है अभी। इसके लिए मैं बोलते हैं ये जो अनन्या भट्ट का माँ कैसा आगे आया और कैसा अभी अनिश करके उसका पिताजी को मार के वो लोग का जगह को, वो लोग का ताबे में जगह का रिकॉर्ड अनिश का साथ है। कौन ओरिजिनल ओनर है, वो लोग के पास डॉक्यूमेंट है, जगह ये लोग के पास है। कौन उसका पिताजी को मार डाला, वो लोग का साथ है। ये भी एक कंप्लेंट केरल में हुआ, ऐसा बहुत कंप्लेंट हो जाएगा। अभी मैं क्या बोलते हैं बोलेगा तो अभी का जो ये टीम बन गया अच्छा टीम है और उसमें अनुच्छेद करके जब भी 13 साल का पहला सौजन्य का रेप एंड मर्डर होने का टाइम पे एएसपी था इधर का एएसपी था, उसको पूरा मालूम है। सौजन्य का केस में मेरा साथ बात किया था उस टाइम पे, बड़ा हड़ताल होने के टाइम मेरे से बात किया था। कितना तारीख को बोलेगा तो 11 तारीख को, 9 तारीख को मिसिंग होता है, 10 तारीख को सौजन्य का बॉडी मिलता है, 11 तारीख को एक निर्दोष को लेके जाके उधर का धर्मस्थल का कर्मचारियों ने यही आरोप है सौजन्य का करके देता है, उसको मारता है, बेलतंगड़ी स्टेशन में लाता है। उस टाइम में यही अनुच्छेद सर मेरे से बात किया, देखो शेट्टी साहब इधर जो खड़ा है वो लोग को सब भेजो, हड़ताल मत करो, ये नहीं करने का, इधर अभी एक आदमी मिला और भी 3 से 4 आदमी उधर जंगल में, हम लोग को उधर जाने के, उधर नहीं जाएगा तो लोग भाग के जाएगा, एस्केप हो जाएगा करके यही अनुच्छेद सब बोला था हमको. इसके लिए मैं
tell us about the SIT, whether some kind of justice will come or not. We know that it is those days when Anuchet was a part of the investigation when Saujany's rape and murder case was happening.
सब अच्छा है, टीम अच्छा है. अभी ये पॉलिटिक्स वाला ने कैसा, ये देखो हमको अभी तक न्याय नहीं मिला. हम एक कंप्लेंट करेगा तो ये लोग जितना पावरफुल है बोलेगा तो जितना बार एसी कोर्ट में, डीसी कोर्ट में, कर्नाटक स्टेट में, हाई कोर्ट में ये आदमी लोग का ऊपर किसने भी अपना नागरिक सेवा ट्रस्ट करके केस डाला था, उसमें वो लोग को ऊपर एफआईआर करने के लिए आदेश हुआ था. एसी कोर्ट में, डीसी कोर्ट में, हाई कोर्ट में, किधर भी अभी तक वो लोग का ऊपर एक केस नहीं डाला. मैं बोलता इसका पीछे कौन है ये आदमी. और इधर देखो, मैं बोलता है अभी इतना आज भी बोलता है आपको, आपने बोला एसआईटी हो गया. आज भी पूरा मीडिया आपका पास, अभी मैं एक मैसेज भेजा देखो, उसमें 8,800 का ऊपर यूट्यूबर्स सब पेजेस, वो पेज की उसमें कुछ देखने का नहीं. सौजन्य का क्या ये पूरा सब बॉडी निकल के वो नहीं है, सब डिलीट करने का. 8,800 कुछ इतना इसको डिलीट करो करके. कैसा एक ही दिन में सुबह कोर्ट में जाता है, शाम को इंजंक्शन ऑर्डर. कैसा मिराकल है ये सब देखने का टाइम पे इधर एसआईटी फॉर्मेट हुआ, उसका बाद भी कोर्ट के अंदर जाके इसको पूरा स्टे लाता है बोलेगा तो मैं आज भी पूछता है आपको, आज भी वो लोगों ये जो एसआईटी उधर खोद करने का नहीं करके स्टे लाने के लिए जा रहा है करके अभी एक मैसेज आया मेरे को, वो भी कर रहे हैं. वो लोग कौन कर रहे हैं? फिर अत्याचार ये लोग है क्या? हम लोग जो बोल रहे हैं वो लोग अत्याचार है क्या? काय के लिए करने का? अरे वो नहीं दो ना, वो फ्री हैंड दे, वो तनिका वो नहीं दे. उसके बाद में कौन चोर है, कौन अत्याचार है, कौन दरोडेखोर है मालूम पड़ता है ना. ये मांग कर रहे हैं हम लोग.
So that was Mahesh Shetty Timmarodi, the activist from Dakshina Kannada district, who's actively fighting for the 17-year-old Saujanya, who was brutally raped and murdered, and for the other victims as well. With camera person Pawan Kumar, this is Billy Thomas for NewsX, Dharmasthala. Ananya Bhatt was pursuing her first year MBBS at the Kasturba Medical College in Manipal, Udupi district. She, in 2003, had come along with her classmates to Dharmasthala for a trip, after which she went missing. And we have Ananya Bhatt's mother here in Dharmasthala, Sujata Bhatt. She had recently registered a complaint with the Dharmasthala police after she came to know of this a sanitation worker who had come and deposed before the court, stating that he had himself involved in burying a large number of victims, especially women and young minor children, minor girls especially, who were sexually assaulted, and he had been involved in burying them in Dharmasthala. So we have Sujata ma'am here. Ma'am, tell us about what exactly happened in 2003 when you were working in Kolkata.
I've been working from Calcutta, is central government work actually, stenographer. So 9 years work and some other VRS, getting the VRS and come here. My daughter is no more there here, missing. So I went to the my daughter friends call evening. So that time is only not mobile. So not mobile actually, it's coin booth. So coin booth is actually one call, my daughter friend. So auntie is Ananya is not there here. I will going to same hostel. Uh, he's told Ananya friends. So okay, I will go the hostel and come after I will come see my daughter. So told. So 2 days after actually I come here 2 days. So coming to here only. So see the all rounds I will see. So no, not there Dharmasthala surroundings. So I will went to the Beltangadi station. That time is Dharmasthala station is not there. I went to the Beltangadi station. So missing the complaint. So missing the complaints actually is not had complaint. So you go. Your daughter is boyfriend is run away. I don't know what happened. I'm working, some more working. So somebody is coming there here only, stations. I don't know. So go. So warn. So I'll come Dharmasthala. Dharmasthala is came to Dharmasthala. Dharmastala's Hegde is told. So main Dharmadhikari. So my daughter missing to told. At, so same talking. I don't know. Your daughter is another boyfriend come to boyfriend. So whatever to I don't know. You will go. Here in is very danger. Some told. So next day is actually talking to some other places sitting. So 3% is coming there. 3% I don't know whatever. So I will see your daughter come. She told. Actually, yeah, daughter. Any hope is there no? So I will hope the three members. So okay, see my daughter. So no, director is come, came going went to 3 persons. So a black room. So dumped. Yeah. So my hand is what happened? Yeah, tight. So tight chair, hand. So some scratches. So bend the hand. So full. So yesterday that night full whole day is room. So uh, mouth actually mouth is one plaster tight. So morning next morning 5:30 is coming to same places. So I will told you what happened. My daughter is see the. You told no. My daughter is see. So know that. So one member is back. I don't know. One member is back bitten the stick. Whatever I don't know. So see the stitches. See. Yeah, the 90 stitches is there. So I will next I don't know. So coma, 3 month coma. I don't know whatever happened to. So some here actually. Huh. Back to memory is not a. So I will went to the my house, the Mangalore Suratkar. So that my house actually is nobody is lock is my side. Is to open the door. So burn my clothes, my daughter clothes, and my daughter records, my records and my daughter records. Somebody is burn. Some house is burn. Actually, it's no more. So I will came to the Mangalore, somebody is 10 days I will struggle. So whatever, so I don't know. So came to Bangalore, somebody work, routine the whatever work, whatever.
Now that one person has come up with allegations, or he has come up and deposed before the magistrate saying that he has buried. So what do you think? Like he would have buried.
Or one sanitation is work. Is somebody Beltangadi court, court. So told actually see the court Anamika. Yes, I don't know. So or some I will come contact the lawyer. So lawyer told so complain the SP office and Dharmasthala station. So my daughter Asti is mortal regions. So DNA test. So my daughter final right. So Hindu Sampradaya is I will Brahmin Hindu Sampradayas whatever last week. So I will told actually okay. SP office actually positive hope. Okay, I will legal whatever legal is there. I will support the your daughter.
Ma'am, now the Karnataka government has constituted an SIT, a special investigation team headed by senior IPS officers like Pranab Mohanty, MN Anuchet, women IPS officer also is there, Saumya Lata, and Jitendra Kumar. So, what is your hopes? Like whether the SIT can find out?
I will hope very good officers, very eminent officers, is very strict officer, is a dare officer, somebody whatever. Pranam Mohanty is very strict officer, I know actually, and Anuchet is very strict officer. Saumya Lata is, I don't know. So, strict officer, very eminent officers. Okay, SIT is format, okay. But High Court, actually High Court retired judges, so somebody is there supporting. So actually very big persons, so Dharmasthala and whatever, I don't know. My daughter.
So she is Sujata Bhatt is quite old, and she is losing her memory as she's talking to us. So she is eagerly waiting for getting the mortal remains of her daughter Ananya Bhatt, whom she believes that the SIT will exhume her body and do a kind of DNA test and confirm that it was the remains that they have got is hers. So she is at present stationed in Dharmasthala, waiting for the SIT to come and the exhumation process to start, so that there are still hopes in her that she will be handed over the mortal remains of her daughter, so that she could do the final rites according to the Hindu Sampradaya. With camera person Pawan Kumar, this is Billy Thomas for NewsX, Dharmasthala.
The Uttar Pradesh government, led by Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, is powering the future by creating thousands of new jobs for our youth. By providing government jobs and supporting self-employment ventures, it is making sure that every young dream finds a path to success.
पारदर्शी भर्ती ने उत्तर प्रदेश के नौजवान को उत्तर प्रदेश के विकास के लिए समर्पित